Hey, what's up guys, it's Uchiha here, back with the part 2 of What If Naruto the Blonde's Future. And if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like this series and the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's continue our story. Chapter 2. Good morning, Naruto. Naruto waved a hand sleepily as he was tossed a slice of toast by Minato. He said, before slightly choking on the toast, patting his chest. Don't talk with your mouth open. Kushina walked up with a glass of water, pulling him deeper into a kitchen just out of Minato's hearing. Kushina, what's up? You're my son, aren't you? I am. Naruto scratched the back of his head nervously. Kushina all but squealed, pinching his cheeks and ruffling his hair. You're so handsome. You look just like Minato when he was finishing the academy. Are you gonna tell Dad? What? No. It'll be funny to see his reaction when he finds out by himself. We're only been dating and thinking of moving in together recently, so I don't want people to think that I'm easy. Naruto remembered about how Minato had told him how Kushina got her nickname from. I don't think anyone thinks you're easy. Kushina sobered up. What about your arm? She knew that everyone the Hokage's basement was surprised by the injury, but still a bit back their bile when they saw someone as young as her son with such a grisly injury. Well, it got traded for a dear friend of mine, so it was worth it. People can't say I'm an armful to handle now, 'cause I only have one arm left. The boys shared a laugh and made their way back to the living room. A great breakfast was had before they made their way to the Hokage's basement once more. Jiraiya and Tsunade were already seated with two new subordinates and addition being added, Sir Hiyashi and Sir Hizashi. Minato bowed. Kushina followed. Oh, please, don't not mind the formalities. Hizashi smiled. Hiyashi only nodded before moving his eyes back to the wall. Sensei. Obito, Rin and Kakashi said in unison. Minato smiled and sat down with Kushina and Naruto. Well, let's continue. Inoue put his hands on Naruto's shoulder again and the orbs once again appeared at the orb. A shinobi with glasses was laid out on the floor unconscious. Back with the audience? Oh, this is a few weeks after the Chunin exams preliminary rounds. Is my son okay? Mikoto asked. He's fine, but he was given a curse mark from Orochimaru. It'll play a big part in the future, but for now, it will just make him lust for more power. He did in the end seek out Orochimaru. Mikoto looked close to tears as Fugaku held her close, reassuring her. Back with the orb. Man, keep it quiet. An elderly ninja sat on an orange toad. What you gonna do if I get caught? Back with the audience. It's me! Jiraiya stood up and gazed at his future self. Looks like you managed to keep your youth. Tsunade smiled. Back at the orb, scenes of training went and passed. Jiraiya slowly warming up to the boy, teaching him the basics of chakra control and also summoning. Back with the audience. Aw, look! Looks like someone became an uncle. Kushina mumbled. Jiraiya grumbled, sinking into his chair. Back with the orb. Naruto was laying on the floor exhausted. Jiraiya came over him. Get up, training ends today. If you don't want to die, then figure it out yourself. Flicking Naruto's headband, he was flung backwards and hurtled down the cliff. Wah! Naruto's voice echoed as he flew down. Back with the audience, Minato stood to make his teacher justify his actions, but Kushina was quicker, slapping Jiraiya across the face, sending him rolling across the floor. You deserved, Hiruzen said. Fair enough, Jiraiya comically said while his face was still eating dust. Back with the orb. After grappling with the fox demon, Naruto waved the hand seals for the summon technique. Chakra poured out of his hands. A large stone exploded out and clutched the walls, breaking large chunks out. Wow, Naruto yelled. Good job, Jiraiya congratulated from above. Back with the audience. You summoned Gamabunta. Even I can't control him. At first he was angry, but we grew close. I even fought alongside his son on the battlefield, Kamakichi. Please tell me he's doing well. He's one of my favorites because he gets along with me. Well, he becomes as big as Gamapunta and starts smoking too. No! Jiraiya wailed, clutching his hair, and he sunk defeated. Back with the orb. Thank you everyone for coming to the Hidden Leaf Chunin selection exam. Hiruzen held up a piece of paper with a tournament bracket and tossed it to Genma. Wait, Sasuke isn't here yet. What happens if he doesn't make it in time? If he doesn't appear by the time of his match, he will receive a loss by default. Back in the audience. Genma, he made it. He became a Jonin. Rin bounced in chair, thrilled to see her former classmate become a wonderful shinobi. I wonder what happened to Hayate. Naruto shifted in his chair, remembering seeing Hayate in the form of Edo Tensei. Back with the orb. Alright guys, this is the final test. The arena is different, but the rules are the same. Either you surrender or you die. Hopefully I'll intervene before that happens. Genma looked at the two starting contenders. Now, Yuga Neji and Naruto Uzumaki, the two stay here while the rest of you go in the stands. Back with the audience. That's your son, Hisashi. Hisashi stared at his son, Neji. Does he always have such a serious expression? For the most of his early parts, he became a real softie soon. Back with the orb. Hey, Hinata. There's a free seat there. Kiba motioned to an empty seat. Back with the audience. That's your daughter, Hiyashi. Different from what I imagined. I never would have thought that I would raise someone so meek. Hiyashi rubbed his chin. Back with the orb. Begin! Neji laughed. That's what makes it worthwhile. It will be fun to watch when you discover reality and break apart. Stop all the babbling. Let's fight. This isn't another who has received such thick Yuga blood. Watch closely, Hanabi. Hiyashi spoke. Naruto started with shadow clones and charged forward. For Neji, who was far superior in hand-to-hand combat, the clones were easily destroyed. Again! Naruto waved hand sign and almost triple the amount of clones appeared and charged at Neji. A punch connected to Neji's face and the punch was stopped just inches from his face. A dome of blue chakra spun wildly, sending Naruto flying across the arena. Back with the audience. The revolving haven? Hiyashi looked shocked. Only the head of the clan and heir should know that. Neji once told me he learned it from only observing. Looks like my son is a prodigy, Hisashi said proudly. Back with the orb. Neji was seen relentless, thrusting his hands into Naruto, accurately shutting off all the chakra points. Back with the audience. Kushina gripped Naruto's hands while Minato put his hand on Naruto's shoulders. Come on, stand up, Minato whispered. Back with the orb. Naruto stood. I'm not good at giving up. Quit already. You quit already. Continuing won't change anything. I have no grudge against you. Well, I do. Insulting Hinata, automatically calling her a loser, main family, branch family. I don't care what happened. But pieces of shit who calls other losers, I'll never forgive. Back with the audience. Well said, brat. Tsunade nodded. Very cool. Obito cheered. Back with the orb. Very well. Then perhaps I should tell you about the Hyuga's destiny of hatred. Back with the orb. Impossible. Hisashi, you... I would give my life for the clan, brother. It seems I didn't let myself down. Hisashi smiled. Back with the orb. Naruto concentrated as the demon fox chakra surged within him. An orange chakra flaring wildly around, looking like the tail of the red demon fox itself. Here I come. And exhausted of shurikens and kunais were seen. Hey, you're confident in close combat, right? Become Hokage? It's impossible. Look closer at reality. I don't know about the destiny, about the Yugas or whatever, but if it's too much for you, then you don't have to do anything more. When I become the Hokage, I'll change the Yuga. Back with the audience. A noble trait. Hisashi smiled. Back with the orb. Naruto burst out from the ground and knocked Neji out. Destiny can't be changed. Blah blah blah. Stop saying stupid crap like that, since you're not a loser like me. Back with the audience. The memory ended from there. Minato first bumped Naruto. Congratulations. Inoichi spoke. There is a divergence now. Naruto continued. With Kurama's helping me, I'll be able to see what happened through the eyes of others. What are you suggesting, Naruto? Well, I can tell you all what happened briefly about what happened on my end. With Sasuke's help, we managed to defeat Kara, and he turned over a new leaf soon. Now consider him to be one of my closest friends. Yeah, tell us about Kara, Obito asked. Kakashi also looked intrigued. He is Kazekage now, leading the Shinobi Alliance during the Fourth Ninja War. A hum of contents went around the room. Now, Inichi, you spoke about seeing another perspective. Care to elaborate? With the help of the Nine Tails, I will be able to connect the another soul, allowing us to see what happened through the eyes of another. Hiruzen nodded and motioned for them to continue. Naruto's eyes turned into vertical slits, and the orb turned into a deep crimson. I know what this is. You aren't going to like, old man. Back with the orb. A croaky voice sounded. I see, so that's how it is, Hiruzen spoke. Your foolishness has caused the leaf to fall even further and further behind. I have won. Hiruzen looked slightly amused. It's not over till it's over. I thought I had taught you that. Orochimaru. The Kazekage tore the fake skin off, revealing the snake's awning. Back with the audience. Orochimaru. Tsunade and Jiraiya both looked on in horror as Orochimaru raised a kunai to their sensei's neck. Back with the orb. You will die here. The third. Orochimaru threatened with sternity. Hiruzen took off his robes and revealed his battle armor underneath. Orochimaru laughed. So you have your funeral shroud prepared. Back with your... Jiraiya held his tongue, remembering the kids around. What makes you think Sensei going to die, you snake bastard? Hiruzen looked at the screen intently, torn between asking if this is where he died or if he managed to protect the village he loved dearly. As if sensing his thought, Naruto looked at him. Don't worry, old man. You made a difference now, and also in the future. Hiruzen chuckled softly. Is that so? Then my life was not spent in vain. Back with the orb. The battle started as the four crimson rays barrier was erected by the Sound Fort. It looks like I'm not able to escape that easily. Orochimaru and Hiruzen faced off against each other, the tiles around them cracking from the immense pressure of chakra. Hiruzen threw a shuriken and ran with it, matching Orochimaru's speed in waving hand shields. Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. The one shuriken split in hundreds. Back with the audience. You're way too strong, Lord Hokage. Obito cheers. You got this. Tsunade looked at the skin. She knew those hand shields that Orochimaru was waving. Sensei, isn't that? Hiruzen confirmed his fears. Indeed, it looks like I'll be having a tough battle ahead. Lord Hokage, what is that technique? Hiashi asked. That is the forbidden technique that the second Hokage developed, summoning reanimations. Back with the orb. 1. A wooden coffin sprung out of the roof. 2. Another coffin sprung out. The coffin were used as shield against the hail of shurikens. I must stop the third one at all cost. 3. Orochimaru hissed, but no coffin emerged. The coffin lid creaked open and fell to the floor with a heavy thud. Back with you. No way. Tsunade was standing up, fist clenching. The audience was shocked as well, because standing in front of Hiruzen was the first and the second Hokage. Grandfather, Tsunade said softly. Naruto looked down from the screen, though he didn't know how everything played out since he was battling Gaara at the time. From what Kakashi Sensei had told him, it wasn't pretty. Hashirama and Tobirama, they were both exceptionally powerful shinobi, with Hashirama being called the Kamino Shinobi. Back with the orb. Tobirama spoke. It's been a long time. Hey, monkey. Oh, it's you. You've grown old, haven't you, Sir Toby? I would not have thought I would meet with you two brothers again in a situation like this. It is regrettable. Hiruzen made a battle stance. Make your preparations to be defeated, first Hokage, second Hokage. Back with the audience. As badass as ever, aren't you, old man? Jiraiya said, looking proudly at his mentor. Hiruzen only huffed. It wouldn't only be fitting. Back with the orb. A torrent of flames came forth from Hiruzen's mouth, charging towards both Hokages, but was met by a matching torrent of waves. To think he'd be able to cast such high-level water technique on a place without water, unbelievable. We can hear thoughts now, Fugaku said. The first Hokage formed hand shields, and a great forest emerged from the ground, covering the whole barrier. The branch wrapped around Hiruzen, binding him They wrapped around him tightly. Lord Hokage, Kushina yelled. If I were to be defeated so easily, I would not be named Hokage, wouldn't it? Monkey King Enma burst forth, the branch snapping with his power. You're pathetic, Sarutobi. This all happened because you couldn't kill him the other time. Enma transformed into a staff and Hiruzen started making quick work of the branches. All right? A snake crawled out of Orochimaru's mouth. Gross, Kakashi stated. The sword of Kusanagi. A short battle commenced with Hiruzen being knocked aside by the reanimated Hokages. How foolish to be charged in without any clones. It's not that he can't use it, Minato said. It's different from before. Your chakra levels aren't the same. The clones distributed the remaining chakra evenly. If he used it now, it would just be wasting chakra. Good observation. Hiruzen agreed. The exchange of techniques stopped here. From here on, it's going to be a blood-drenched free-for-all, Hiruzen said between breaths, just like how a shinobi battle should be. Hiruzen waved 10 hand seals. That technique! Minato knew it too well. That's Reaper Death Seal. So this is where I die, it seems. The first Hokage opened up with the illusionary technique, bathing everyone in darkness. Hiruzen began getting attacked from all angles by the unseen Hokages and Orochimaru. It was just for a short while a leader in the history of the organization of the Leaf. Eventually even that rock will crumble. Clutching his wounded hand, to me the Leaf Village isn't just an organization. You tell him, old man, Jas said softly. Every year there are a lot of shinobi born and raised in this Leaf Village. They live to fight, to protect this village, and to protect what's precious to them. They will go to their deaths even if we are not related by blood. Those are to me most precious, my most important family. Minato and Kushina wiped tears away while Jiraiya and Tsunade bit their lips, itching the sight of their mentor's final moments. The rest of the audience hid their tears. Ha! Then I'll break you in half, the pillar of the Leaf Village. Stupid snake bastard, Obito ground out. Even if you kill me, the beam won't break. Determination flowed through his veins. I'm the man who inherited with the will of the Leaf, the will of the first and the second Hokage. I am the third Hokage. No matter how many times you target the Leaf Village, there will be a new Hokage who will inherit my will and become the pillar to protect the house of the Leaf. Minato's face was wet with tears flowing unbidden. Hiruzen jumped and grabbed the first Hokage, the god of death hands taking the soul away. The illusionary technique was dispelled. The second clone grabbed onto the second Hokage and pulled the soul away as well. Sorry, Sarutobi, the first Hokage started. We caused you a lot of trouble. The second Hokage gave a weak smile. Hiruzen clone vanished, leaving him panting and grasping onto Enma's staff for supporting. He leapt forward and dodged Orochimaru's attack, grabbing him by the shoulder. This is the end. Orochimaru's finger flicked and the sword of Kusanagi lifted into the air and flew towards Hiruzen. Lord Hokage! Sensei! Old man! The cries of the audience almost drowned out the two ninjas' cries. Die! They both shouted. The sword pierced Hiruzen with the hilt being grabbed by Enma. Why did? Hiruzen coughed blood. In order for the technique to work, one must give his soul to the Reaper. There was no need to avoid the sword. I'll die anyway. A long time passed, but the Toshinobis made no move. It looks like I don't have enough strength to seal you away. Hiruzen managed. Could you please die then, Sarutobi sensei? Orochimaru said in between breath. But your ambition ends here. My ambition is to end here. I've heard that a lot. Orochimaru continued driving his sword through Hiruzen. You're growing old, third Hokage. Do you have the strength to continue protecting the village? Look around you. The leaf will crumble. Hiruzen smiled. The Leaf Shinobi are all protecting the village. They are fighting with their lives. True strength is not the mastery of techniques. When the Shinobi are protecting something important, that's when a Shinobi true strength appears. A boring speech. Orochimaru scoffed. I think that was a great speech, Lord Hokage. Rin said, her eyes dried from tears. Thank you. Hiruzen smiled. Stop! The knife of the Reaper went down and sliced Orochimaru's soul at the hands, turning them purple and immobile. You old man, give me my arms back! Orochimaru howled. The place the leaf dances, the fire burns. The fire of the shadow illuminates the village. Hiruzen fell to the ground motionless and with a smile on his face. The audience were now all shaking with emotion, some of them with sadness, some with anger, most with pride that the Hokage faced his death with courage worthy of the title. Sensei, Jiraiya cried. I'm not dead yet, Jiraiya. Like hell I'm letting you die, Jiraiya yelled. Now I know what happened, I have to bring Orochimaru down. Let's see the conclusion before we call it a day. The scene changed. A large crack was seen split down the third stone face. It was raining heavily. A funeral was being held of the third Hokage. How weird to see my own funeral, isn't it? Hiruzen mused, trying to subtly lift the sober mood. Everyone was dressed in black. A young boy with goggles was seen sobbing. Who is that child? He is your grandson, Naruto said. A grandson? Truly my life was blessed. The funeral scene continued, with everyone paying their respect to the third Hokage. The orb vanished as Inoichi leaned back into the chair. Let's continue tomorrow. The audience agreed as they all left, Naruto smiling as he went with the parents. Minato went to open the door while Naruto lashed behind him. Naruto, what's wrong? It's just weird. Never thought there'd be a day I'd have somebody to go home with. I'm sorry for leaving you alone. Krishna held his hand and they caught up with Minato. Let's go home. Yeah, Naruto beamed. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this part of, guys. If you enjoyed this one, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And guys, I uploaded the political marriage next part. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it after watching this part. But basically you just have watched the part if you're reading this mess. Oh well. Anyways, this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing out. Peace.